Hello Grinders Crew, it is Sunday morning at the end of August. I have my coffee with me, I started up a few tables and I wanted to start grinding a little bit of 10NL for you guys. There are two points I'm going to discuss today. In one of my previous videos I went through my stats at the microstakes. What I've noticed is that my 3-bet percentage is quite low. We'll have to fix that, so in this video I'll try to see if I can find any spots in which I should be 3-betting more as a bluff. Currently I'm mainly 3-betting as for value, which means basically I'm 3-betting aces, kings, queens, jacks, ace, king, and once in a while I'll do it as a bluff, but probably not enough to. I'm gonna here on table number 4. This is actually good. This is another spot where I should be working on my game. I was going to come to is to raise the flop, but in this case I shouldn't be raising the flop as a bluff. I do have a very nice showdown value. I'm just calling here with the middle pair and flush draw. He fires again. He doesn't fire really big, but it does concern me. Calling there on table number 3. We're done with the hand on table number 3 if he makes a bet, obviously. And we split the pot, unfortunately. And here on table number 1 I'm gonna call one more time. If he bets the river I have to be folding. Thinking about it. He checks. I'm just gonna check back. I doubt that I'm good here. I'm afraid I'm up against either. I hope he has something like ace jack with the ace of spades, but often I believe I will be up against something like pocket jacks, pocket tens, since he did fire twice on a very bad board. And he actually had pocket aces, so. Here with the 5 queen, this is actually a decent hand to be 3-betting, although I do not have any stats on this guy, Monica. So anyway, I'll do it. It's my first hand at the table. See how they react to my first aggression. So I was going to work on my 3-betting percentage pre-flop, but also, as I mentioned, on my raising flop percentage, because in my previous video I saw that I actually was raising flops only like 3 out of 100 times 3% about, which is kind of low. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It's often because when I see the flop, I'm the pre-flop raiser, so I'm the guy. Sorry, so I'm the guy who is also continuation betting or c-betting, which obviously decreases the amounts that I can raise a flop, since I usually have the initiative when I go to see the flop. So these are 2 leaks, if you will, of me at the micro stakes, which probably have came into my game since I've been playing for a very long time now, and Like years ago, it was completely unnecessary to 3-bet as a bluff at these stakes, or even raise flops as bluff at these stakes, because once people hit their top pair or anything decent, they were not going anywhere. These people you can still find at the micro stakes, so I haven't looked at the tables yet, but this guy, for instance, is going to get a green tag on table number 1. I'm quickly looking at table number 2. This guy is half stacked. I'm just gonna tag him green. His stats do seem decent. Here on table number 3 with the pocket deuces, it's just a set mining hand. Although, actually, Colossus, why don't you think about 3-betting the pocket deuces there as a squeeze, which is probably a viable option against the 12-11. Well, this 12-11 guy never raises, so I think when he raises under the gun, he's gonna have something fairly strong. He bets he insta bets over the pot on table number 3. It's kind of funny. He gets insta called. Obviously, we're not doing anything, but I mean, he's making it really obvious that he has ace king or aces or something really good. And a simple c-bet here on table number 2. Reasons being, I have king high, I can fold out a lot better hands of me, and we have a ton of equity even if we are called by anything that beats me. It's gonna be kinda weird if he raises me. With the jack king on a 9-3-6 flop, I'm gonna have to make a standard c-bet. Hopefully he folds. I have king high. He's a guy who doesn't appear to fold a lot. With the ace king, ace queen here, I'm definitely gonna squeeze. If I get 4-bet, I will definitely fold. If I get called, I think I will have the best hand a lot of the time to go to the flop too. People will still see this. I think people will still see this as a bluff quite a bit. We flop not that great in the sense. Well, if we get raised here, I think I can bet big on the flop here, representing like a high pocket pair, because he's not gonna fold. Maybe he's not folding his pocket sevens. So I will bet and I will ship. Okay, we're folding on table number 1. I was going to bet the flop, and if he called, I think on any card, especially any king, jack, 10, ace, queen, obviously, I would be shipping it in. Just putting some pressure on him, just to make sure that he folds his pocket sevens after when I see that there. Have a few other tables open, but I'm gonna close them down so I can purely focus on these tables. They look interesting enough. I'm gonna tag this guy green 2. Jack Queen offsuit here on table number 2 is another hand that I will be 3-betting. It's like this is, well, this is in my folding range. It's not even the top of my folding range. I would be even folding king 10 offsuit. Obviously we're 3-betting on table number 4 with the pocket kings. So we're gonna look for spots where I can 3-bet pre-flop, or I can check raise a flop, or just raise a flop, and we're gonna try to do this with a somewhat balanced range, because even though at the micro stakes it probably doesn't really matter that much, I'm folding on table number 2, the guy is playing 7-7 and 3-betting me. Although it doesn't probably matter that much at the micro stakes to be balanced, I do believe when it is good to have good habits early on in your poker career, because That's probably why I have difficulties. I never played higher than 200 NL, but when I play 200 NL, I do have the feeling that sometimes I'm getting overrun by the better guys. Although I'm still making money, it's definitely my win rate should be higher at 200 NL than it is, and I think it's mainly due because of my enormous experience at the micro stakes, and by playing a much more wait and see game instead of being the one who is doing the betting and the raising. So I'll hope I be able to improve this and show you guys how I would do this in a video. I don't go around this blindly. I have quite a well. I have a very good idea of what hands I should be three betting, and obviously what hands are good for check raising flops and stuff like this. Here, it's not fold to three bet. He's never folding when he makes it 3-10. It's on the contrary, it's quite a big. It's quite a big 4-bet, but with pocket 10 queens, I'm not gonna fold there. I think pocket jacks, ace king is definitely in his range, so we're just shipping it in there. If he folds, then that's his 4-bet is really weird. Is because it was way too big to be as a bluff. I mean, he has to stack off once he makes it this big. So basically, it's just kind of a cooler. I don't know if you saw me I don't know. Did I 3-bet? Oh, it's only 12 hands. I did 3-bet before in that game. Yeah, I squeezed. Maybe that is what got him a little bit annoyed, because like stacking off with pocket jacks at 10 and L. Yeah, well, I mean that's the advantage of being more aggressive pre-flop. People will stack off to you lighter than they probably should. I'm just gonna check call here on table number 2. Not the best card on the river. If he pots it here on the river, I feel like I'm gonna have to fold. Although the guy is playing 47-35. Queen deuce. Okay, now I should have c-betted this on table number 1. This is a mistake. I'm gonna bet now since the ace came off. That's unfortunate. He doesn't want to fold now. I mean, I'm also not wrapping that much. The fact that I don't think he's ever gonna fold. I'm folding on table number 4. It's unfortunate, but I'm just wondering. I'm not gonna bluff this. I kind of misplayed it. I should have betted the flop and then definitely betted the turn. I misplayed it, so I'm just gonna give it up there. I doubt that he's gonna fold Jack King. Probably if I pot it, he folds Jack King there. 6-6 Queen, Ace high flop. I don't know what happened here on table number 3. Did I raise Ace 9? I probably did. I raise. I'm gonna tag this guy green. Some nice tables going. It is Sunday morning. This is a horrible flop on table number 2. I mean, this hits like any. This hits almost any hand. I'm just gonna check it down. I have the best non-pair hand. I'm gonna try to see if I can go to showdown. Now that an ace comes off, I will definitely get one bet in for value, maybe two depending on the board run out. He dunks into me. He's kind of an aggressive guy. I haven't seen what his previous hand was. Let's go check it when I had the king queen. He was purely bluffing, so I'm just gonna call here and keep him on, keep him bluffing. Wow, the fact that he, wow, that's a weird bet. Basically he's wrapping like, basically he's wrapping an ace, an 8, sorry. He's telling me that he's got an 8. Which is very well possible, although I have, versus this guy I can't fold at this point. I'm just gonna call, although I don't think I'm good that often. And we are good. So we're gonna make a note on this guy that he's bluff happy. He turned the hand with some really good showdown value into an entire bluff. On table number 3, I'm just with top pair, no kicker. I doubt even if I can get value from this type of hand. We get 3-bet by this guy. He 3-bets quite a bit. I do have a blocker. I can 4-bet bluff this one. He already 3-betted once from the blinds. I'm gonna 4-bet bluff once and see how he goes up. And with the 9, I'm just gonna check. I don't think there's a lot of value in betting there. I never 4-bet bluff, by the way. Well, never. I do it once every like gazillion times, but lately, since people even at the micro stakes have been 3-betting a lot, and I mean a lot more, I probably should implement this in my game at the micro stakes. I'm gonna see how this hand went out. There's quite a bit of action going on. I like it. King 7 offsuit, we're gonna steal the blinds. Ace 7, this is a nice, I should be squeezing this one, I believe. It's too good to be folding Ace 7, but it's not really that strong to... we get a ridiculous min raise on table number 1. Obviously I'm calling for set mining value. We flop an ace. I'm gonna... oh, he's so short. Damn it. I'm gonna check this one back. I'm not afraid of any card, basically. If Jack 9, I could be 3-betting this one too. Did I 3-bet before at this table? Yeah, I'm just gonna let this one go. I'm gonna check this one back. Of course, it has to be hard. Now I'm gonna bet to protect my hand. I'm gonna call by getting called by any heart. The thing is, if he shoves, it's just gonna be so. It's just gonna suck. I'm gonna bet 120. Insta call, of course. It has to be all hearts. This is just a bad run out. Gonna have to fold now. And with the 8-10 suited, I'm gonna call versus a donkey who raised under the gun. This is unfortunate on table number 2. I think I like my check on the... yeah, it's just a bad run out. Okay, we flop top pair versus a player who limp. Now he checks to me. Kind of funny. I'm gonna make a bet here. Sometimes you will see people check raising you there. Basically means that they have like something like aces when they do that, or kings, especially bad players. But this guy just decided to give up there. which is fine. By the way, I like my squeeze there with the a7 suited. It's unfortunate that a queen of heart comes out and then another heart comes off, because I do believe that until the river we had the best hand. 7-10 offsuit. This guy doesn't fold to 3-bets all that often, only 60%. I'm just gonna let him have this one, 7-10 offsuit. If it were suited, I definitely probably will call and defend it. With offsuit, I just let it go. 9-jack suited is a hand that I will play, no matter what's on the button. Somebody just donk posted. This guy raised, so what to 3-bet? No, this is a hand that plays. It's too good to be 3-betting 9-jack. Just gonna call. I want to keep the donkey in there too if he decides to come along. Not the best flop, obviously. And the king 6. This guy never raises. 12-12. I have king 6. This guy is a donkey. I'm just gonna fold king 6 suited there. Again, deuce jack. It's versus a guy who plays like pre-flop raise 6%, and now he's raising under the gun. I would 3-bet this against somebody who would open up a little bit more, but this guy is just, it's his first hand in 10 hands that he raises from early position, so just gonna fold the deuce jack suited. Okay, and this looks very much like a steal from yeah, I'm just gonna raise this one. Make it like 70 with deuce king suited. Oh, there's a donkey in the big blind who possibly calls. Yeah, I know these guys are unbelievable. It doesn't matter what you make it pre-flop, they will call. We have a decent flop in the sense that it's gonna suck when we get raised, but I have to bet here and hope I don't get raised and we can see a turn card, or hope that we basically get folds. Something else I can do is check, raise all in, but it's never gonna work versus I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna get quite a bit of folds. It's such a dry flop. Yeah. I have to make some quick calculations here. 30. I have to call 5 into 9. It's just a little bit too steep there. Yeah, it's a little bit too steep there, and we might be running into something really good there. So I'm just gonna fold here. I don't get the odds there to make $5 into 9. It is close. Should have noticed when I was making the 3-bet that I shouldn't be doing it with a guy who's playing 80% of his hands pre-flop, so I should pay more attention to that. I'm playing 7-8 offsuit because I want to play against that guy. I have the worst position on table number 4 though, being the fact that he's on my left. Not a bad flop. We have an open ender. He min donks. Gonna is there a point in raising it up? Usually when I min donk I have something like a pair of 6s, so maybe if I raise he folds that. Min donks again. I'm just gonna bet again, raise again, and okay, when I min donk twice. I mean, this guy doesn't fold to 3 bets on table number 2. I'm just gonna defend 8 jack offsuits versus steal. Ace queen 5, I'll be just folding this one. Although I should be check raising some flops. It doesn't continuation bet flops that much. I'll see how he reacts, although I do have no equity. I'm just gonna want to see how he reacts to a raise. He insta calls. Another ace comes off, so the chances that he has an ace are kind of small. If I barrel, I'm gonna have to barrel the river, and I doubt that he's never folding an ace, obviously. I'm just gonna give up. I'm done with the hand. I doubt even if he folds a queen. We get a ridiculous all-in buy on table number 3. With ace 5 I'm obviously folding, but we're definitely gonna keep that one in mind. Raising king 10 offsuits, especially with the donkey in the big blind. So at this spot where I would have rather like check raised here with I would have raised the flop here if I had something like 10 jack. At least I have a gut shot to go with it. Now I just did it because, yeah, mainly because of the video. I would have folded. I want to work on my game, but when you work on your game you shouldn't be forcing yourself into bad spots. ISO raising, okay, we got limped and then raised. This is always aces or kings at the micro stakes. So we're just gonna fold the 4 queen suited there. A10 suited. I'm gonna call because there's some bad guys in the blinds, and I want to play against them. I don't think the button is going to squeeze that often. That's not a bad flop. We have some back doors and obviously the flush draw. On table number 3 I'm just gonna bet now. On table number 4 we get a ridiculous min raise. Gonna attack in green too, just calling with 8 king suited. I'm wondering, I have this guy bets into 2. I'm just gonna call. The donkey is going to fold if he doesn't have an ace, and I'm gonna raise it up, and I'm gonna stack off too if somebody re-raises. If the guy on table number 2 ships, what happened on table number 4? I'll come back to the hand on table number 2. What happened on table number? I have to bet here. So many donkeys. Well, the one on the button is definitely a donkey. So I'm gonna bet 1. I'm even gonna bet big. Nobody's folding an ace, and definitely not a flush draw. Table number 1. I get 3 bet by this guy. I'm gonna 4 bet this one. As a bluff, I'm folding versus a ship. But I have so many blockers. The chances that he has kings or queens is quite low. My hand plays decent post flop. The only thing I'm worried about if he ships, he has ace king, or I can easily fold. The only thing I'm worried about is that when he calls and a king comes on the flop, sometimes people don't ship ace king pre-flop and they want to see a flop, and that's obviously not what we want, because then I'll be kind of forced to stack off. Ace jack. I have 2 overcards and a backdoor flush on a board that hits like everybody's range. I'm still gonna see bet though. They're both nitty. If there was any more of a calling station, I'd probably check it. But against 2 nitty guys on 5, 9, 10, this guy check. He never has a set. The 39 guy. I pick up of the flush draw. I'm gonna bet and hopefully get a fold. At this point, I believe he has at least jacks or something. Gonna have to make a huge bet, and I don't think he's ever gonna fold something like jacks. It's definitely, yeah. It's unfortunate. I'm just gonna have to check it down. We do have equity versus jack queen if he has that. You got actually like king 10. I believe if I bet the river, he's folding. Such a nit like him. I don't mind my bet on the turn. We have great equity with the nut flush draw and 2 overcards. And the folding equity we have versus a nitty guy. It's definitely a profitable bet. I'm checking on table number 3. What's going on here? Jacks versus... I'm just gonna fold here on table number 1. Yeah, it's just all in pre-flop and the guy sucked out. It's good because it's the donkey that sucked out. 9 jack suited, ISO raising, a guy who limps in. Hopefully the donkey in the blind comes along. Queen jack, definitely playing with the donkey in the big blind. Unfortunately the button also makes a call. He's a nitty guy. It's a king high flop. It's a best flop to be c-betting. I'm just gonna c-bet and be done with it. 6-4-2. Since I have jack high, I'm gonna c-bet on table number 1. If I had something like ace x, I'd probably check, but with jack high, I have no showdown value. picking up some small pots. It's unfortunate that we didn't run really good in the big ones. I mean, the boards just the board runouts were not that great. King 10 offsuits. I would be folding this all the time. I would never be 3-betting. 3-betting this is just going to get you into a lot of trouble. Let's say, for instance, if you 3-bet this and the board comes like 6, King 6, you're in a world of pain. Oh, why I should have, what happened there on table, I should have been c-betting that one here on table number, I should have definitely be c-betting this on table number 2. This is a mistake, can't really call now, I'm never gonna get paid off even if I hit my diamond. Pocket 8s versus 5 Jack 3. If I check here, the thing is, if I bet, I'm probably folding out all worse hands, but if I check, I'm gonna make the hand impossible to play, because he's gonna bet the flop, I'm gonna have to call, I'm gonna have to check the turn to him, just gonna make it difficult. I'm just gonna bet for what's it worth, and be done with the hand. If he calls, I'm done. If he raises, I'm definitely done. Here with ace king, against the donkey, I'm gonna check call, unless like he makes it a ridiculous bet. No, he checks. We probably have the best hand at this point. Oh, there goes the internet. Come on. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to squeeze out some value. He's definitely gonna call with some flush draws. So let's get some value out of those, and worst is access might still call. A jack is very much in his range. A flush draw is less in his range because he didn't bet on the flop and I checked to him. So I'm gonna check and see what he does. I think if he bets, wow, it's a pretty big bet. Oh shit, I misclicked on table number 3. I'm obviously not betting, min betting there. Well, it worked. I'm gonna fall on table number 4. And C betting on table number. And obviously now I'm betting big on. And I'm gonna bet big again. I think this guy is gonna pay me off quite a bit. 180 will be doing. It's gonna call with any ace. This guy now instant donks into me with 1, 2, 4, 6, and now I'm gonna call at least once and see what the river brings. Not a Jesus Christ. I mean, I have to fold. Boards just don't run out. They're horrible. I don't, by the river I don't beat anything anymore. Pocket 9s here. I do have showdown value. Do I want to give a free card? I think I will give a free card, hopefully get some value from like a pair of 7s. Queen 10 suited, I will defend my big blind with that one. Gonna have to bet now. Hopefully he calls with a pair of 7s. Maybe a 6 in his is definitely in his range that he now has a straight draw with. The guy here on table number 2 is kind of annoying me. Ager's Jack. But I don't think he's ever bluffing in one of the spots that we encountered. make a c-bet there. On table number 4, I don't see any reason to raise. I'm just gonna call him. Let him bluff if he wants to, even if it's a min bet. Just gonna keep calling. I don't think he ever gonna. He had bottom pair, so if he raise, we never gonna get a call. How many times did I 3-bet here? I'm gonna make a note that this is a funny guy. King Queen. This is around the bottom of my raising range under the gun. King Jack I will do if they're all needy guys behind me, but with King Queen. And on that board, this 5-7-9 board, it's just not gonna be working out. He never has a jack here on table number 1. The donkey might call with like any 2 cards if I bet this flop. Definitely a pair of 4s or a pair of 5s. So I'm just gonna bet here 60 cents to protect my hand. Probably have the best hand. Still have to find some spot where I can raise the flop. Haven't been too many decent situations, or or I missed them. That's also a possibility. There's definitely been some interesting hands. I'm just wondering if I don't think I've been bullied that much, in the sense that people don't nearly bluff as often as you probably think. Ace-9 suited, this guy just limped in. I have to raise this. Ace-9 suited is a little bit too good to be just checking back there. With King 5, I'm just gonna check this one back. If I had a king, I would be checking this back quite a bit. I'd probably have the best hand with ace high, so I'm just gonna check this and go to showdown. If he bets 30 cents, I'm definitely calling. He bets $1. He min bets with like pocket 5s, pocket 7s, bets small. So basically saying he has a pair of 10s. Either he has a pair of 10s or he's got probably nothing. I'm gonna call and see if he does. Okay, he had even a pair of 7s and a pair of 10s, which is fine. The king 6, I made a mistake. I don't know what happened. I didn't want to call pre-flop. It's a misclick. 3-betting the pocket 5s. Oh damn! The donkey is behind me. Fortunately, he folds this time. Oh, okay. This guy doesn't fold to 3-bets all that often. Yeah, it's his first 4-bets. I'm gonna let him have it. We have a gut shot and 2 overcards on an 8-6-6. Kind of funny that he dunks into me. I'm gonna raise it. 8-6-7. That's a good card. I'm gonna bet it. That's not. Jesus Christ! If he I probably still have the best hand though. Question is, if is he ever gonna call with something worse? Blah 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 blah. I think he has got something like a pair of 8s, so I'm just gonna make a small raise and hopefully he still calls with a pair of 8s. It does. What did he have? Yep, indeed, he had a pair of 8s. So 9, 10. Ooh. This is a flop. I should be raising, but against a guy who's playing 70, 39, I feel like it's a losing spot to be raising here. Even a call with the gut shots is iffy. So I'm just gonna fold versus a guy playing 72, 33. And Jack 4 is a hand I will 3-bet. Finally, we can. This guy folds to 3-bets only 1 out of 2 times. We'll see how he reacts to this one. He calls. That's not a bad flop. I bet this one. And that's a great card to barrel. I'm gonna barrel enough so that even if he folds his pocket 7s, that basically and I don't give him equity to. If he shoves over, I'm gonna have to call. Because I definitely, with my gut shots, and I'm just making it so big that I don't give him the incentive to have him get the notion that he still has full equity. Ace, which he doesn't have any full equity when I make it that big, by the way. But if he folds like pocket jacks there, that's a great result. I'm checking this back with ace queen. Calling once. Not running great against the donkeys, not hitting, and they just. I don't believe he's ever bluffing here. Few more hands, I believe, and then I'll wrap up this video. There's been some interesting spots. I would just like to stack the guy on table number 2 here, Eager Jack. But I do believe that 3-betting pre-flop was profitable today. My raises, what did I say? 3-betting pre-flop was profitable. My raises on the flop haven't worked really out. I didn't have a lot of opportunities. This guy being so aggressive, I feel like I'm gonna check this back with ace 4-6. Let him like bet pot and bet pot again with some complete air. Checks it again. He raises, that's funny. He's basically saying I have pocket fours or something. I'm not falling, definitely. But that's a funny raise. He checks. It's gonna be funny if he check raises the flop, the river. Made a small value bet. Don't think I'm gonna get called by a lot of worse. 6-8. Oh no, oh, it was just a limp pot. This guy just plays so erratic. Just not getting any interesting hands at the moment. It's quite a big pot. He's betting big again. This Ager's Jack guy on 8-4 deuce 4. This is like flush versus full house. Oh, and another 4 comes off. So bye bye flushes. Yeah, this guy's got a full house. And okay, wow, that's pretty aggressive there by Ager. That's insane to be stacking off there basically with pocket sixes. Gonna tag him green, I mean. Again, I don't know what happened on table number 3. It's a squeeze on table number 1. I can squeeze. Definitely bet. Oh shit! Misclick again. I mean, this stupid mouse I'm having is giving me a lot of grief today. I'm gonna squeeze this one. I have the best hand here on table number what's it called? 3. Now with the king coming off, I doubt he's ever gonna call me with a pair of 6s. 7-8 is just going to fold. All his flush draws missed. So I'm just gonna check this one back. We got decent value. And he did have a pair of 6s. I don't think he ever calls the river. And did they both fall to my squeeze there? Yes, they did. That's a very nice result. So 3-betting. I can 3-bet again. This is actually a good situation here with king 3. But I doubt. The guy is so short. What happened here? I'm just gonna make a c-bet on this very dry flop. Don't have to make it big. Unfortunately, we get all folds. Didn't want to 3-bet now on table number 1 because the guy 35-0 is in there and he has like less than half a stack. Feels like I'm gonna get shipped on quite a bit. Queen 9, some guy limps from the button. If I raise, how many times does he fold to continuation bet? Not often. So I'm just gonna check this. If he would fold often to continuation bets, I would raise this and continuation bet. But okay, we have the best hand again. Small value bet. I think I'm gonna let him bluff this one. I'm gonna check and let him bluff. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't. Queen 3 offsuit, not gonna 3-bet a guy who's never gonna fold. And Queen 10 offsuits. I'm gonna sit out the blinds and wrap up this video. I think it's been 1 hour. Some really cool spots. Pretty happy with the game. I didn't. Boards run out badly sometimes. I made some folds, but in general I think the folds were necessary. I made some light call down with ace high versus a donkey here. We have a gut shot. Excuse me. We have a gut shot here and a backdoor flush on a board. He's gonna check raise this board quite a bit. If I had a set, I would definitely bet. If I had an overpair, I would bet. An ace high, I would check. I'm gonna check this one back. It's just a board that doesn't. I could have made a bet though. I'm gonna make a bet right now. Once they check both flop and they check turn, I'm gonna bet and I'll bet the river too if he calls. Basically, when people check flop and check turn, they have nothing. You can freely bet the turn and bet the river, and they will fold. Okay, so this was it. I'll hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later.